Go ahead, Josh.
Oh no, I'm sorry. No, I'm leaving it to you there.
Oh,
It's
okay.
it's up to
Welcome.
you now. Another edition of the Peel. I am your host, Josh. Sorry. We're living in the wannabe quarantine life right
uh,
now.
yeah, I wish.
AKA we're essential employees, so we still go out and risk our lives. So
But yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in to the ones that aren't going to tune in tonight. It's just going to be a quick show. We're just giving a quick update on life, on why soccer sucks right now, uh, why coronavirus can kiss my ass. Um, let's see, where else do I want to go with this?
there's so
Yeah,
many different outlooks.
like I'm stuck here drinking a beer by myself because I can't drink with my friends. I can do it virtually though. We should do a Zoom of just drinking
Nobody would
beer.
want to drink with you anyways.
Oh bullshit!
Coronavirus or not.
Me and you need to toast to ourselves because we've been. I mean, we are essential. So, God, my last check when I saw how many hours I worked, it was ridiculous. So,
I don't calculate how many hours I work because they don't let me. I can then I just leave whenever
yeah.
pretty much like I can.
But I think I could probably speak for Josh here too. When you guys go to the store, when anybody goes to the store that you know, and they're getting their groceries, don't be rude to these guys. I mean, obviously, don't shake their hands because Rona. Um, but thank your grocery store workers, thank your takeout people, thank your delivery people. They're putting themselves in, I don't want to say harm's way, but harm's way to provide for everybody else. While putting their lives on the line. So,
and on that note, I have so many comments, but no comment.
What?
Oh my God, please. You want my laundry list of things not to do right now in the grocery store?
Well,
please.
I could only imagine, like, your cleaning schedule now has to suck ass.
It's not even just that. No, man. It's just trying to like don't go over somebody as they're stocking.
Yeah.
In fact, actually don't hover in one aisle. Don't bombard an area where a worker's working right now.
Yeah.
As they're trying to make sure that there's stuff on the shelves for people to buy and eat. So that way they can go home and feed their families.
Yeah. So don't get mad if you can't get into a store right away or you got to stand in line. Like, everybody's dealing with the same thing. So,
or if there's something that's not in stock.
yeah. I mean, hell, at Costco we just started getting, enough damn toilet paper and other paper supplies, on a regular basis.
Yeah, finally.
Being at the depot, we didn't see a paper truck for a few weeks. So
we finally started getting a decent amount of shipment of actual groceries. Our aisles actually look like it's they're looking fuller.
Yeah.
And same goes for like the perishable side too. We're actually getting product in to get it stocked up.
Too much into it only because this is going to be kind of a quick show, but obviously the training memorandum was pushed back to what Edson, quote me on this or confirm it, May 15th or May 12th, something like that. May 15th. And as of right now, MLS doesn't look like it's coming back anytime soon, at least not this month. That means most leagues around the world.
I just saw on Twitter just a minute ago that it was in at the beginning of June now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean that's when they're looking like. I mean, so that goes into effect of like, okay, so when it does come back, okay, so is it going to be a full schedule? Is it going to be a portion of the schedule? Are they going to restructure the format? There's a lot of things like that's not even just MLS. That's sports in general.
Mm-hmm. My guess would be that you're gonna have midweek games and weekend games. And I could see it to where they remove games against people from the other conference and you just play your conference in a shortened season. Maybe you play every team in your conference twice and then do a playoff bracket from the MLS Cup. That would probably be the easiest, most simple way to do it.
Yeah, was it? I mean, I've even heard of like thoughts of like maybe even doing like a World Cup kind of bracket, like maybe putting them in groups of like I don't know 3 or 4 or whatnot. I don't know.
I
I
can
mean,
see that too.
there's different ideas
I
popping around,
know.
but I don't even think they know what they're gonna do.
I know
Hey, Edson.
USL is thinking of doing the USL season if it comes back. That they're thinking of breaking down each conference into different divisions and taking it from there.
Gotcha. Hey, Sly Rooster says he can't hear your audio, but Josh and I are good.
It should be good now.
Okay. Thank you also, Sly, for tuning in. Eric, who is a newcomer, I believe. I don't remember seeing his name pop up on here.
Yeah, welcome, Eric.
Yeah. So, what else we want to talk about real quick? Well, there is the news that there's some not underlying. There are some issues going along right now with the players and the owners within MLS. The owners are asking the players to take a pay cut, and a significant pay cut, not just like 10 or 15%, like 50%. And the players aren't really having it, which, I mean, I don't blame them. But let's see. Do the Dynamo have a better or worse chance of making the playoffs with the condensed schedule? Josh, I'll let you take that one first because I have an idea.
I mean, honestly, I don't think anybody has a good chance as of right now for the playoffs because, especially the Dynamo, because obviously the way that they left off with their 2 games, we don't know enough about them yet. With underneath the Tab Ramos, they don't know enough about themselves. It sucks, man. I really wish that obviously for obvious reasons and safety first, but man, it sucks. I would have loved for them to at least just at least be able to train together and stuff, and build that chemistry with each other, and stay match fit and stuff. But obviously, we can't do that because it's got a social distancing and quarantining and all that stuff. Coronavirus. It's definitely an experience, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know if they're gonna have a better chance or not.
I actually think it would make it a little harder, and the only reason I say that is you do have a newcomer in Tab. You're trying to promote a whole new structure within the team, and you haven't been able to really preach it other than the training sessions prior to the season, and then up until the SKC match, and then season is put on hold. So there hasn't really been that chemistry going on because they don't have that option to be around each other every day.
And by the way, thanks Rudy Gobert for that. Thank you. Sorry. No, I'm actually happy the guy's not sick anymore, to be honest with you. Yeah. That was actually pretty scary to see all those events unfold.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't think that would play well in the Dynamo's favor if you're doing a condensed schedule. Not as of just right now. I don't see that go, especially because all we have is the last result to go off of right now with Tab, and that team was horrid. It was painful to watch, and we have the first game, which you eked out a draw against LAFC,
LA Galaxy,
LA Galaxy, excuse me. And then you get your asses handed to you in Kansas City. So we really don't have a really good litmus test yet on what Tab is able to do. And I think with the shortened schedule, it's harder. You need more games to be able to release them.
So, I mean, yeah, we've really got to. Man, I hate to say it too because there was some hype going into the season for the reasons of the unknown with Tab Ramos taking over and stuff, and we only got a tease with it. So we're in off-season 0.2 right now, off-season 2.0 right now. So, with that being said, honestly, everybody in the league is going to come out and they're going to struggle because they're not match fit. They're losing chemistry. They haven't had a chance to really play with each other and all that stuff. So,
does that mean Carlos Vela gets fat? Because we all know what happened the last time.
Yeah, I mean, saying that, when they do decide to bring it back, okay, are they going to do warm up games again, or are they going to go into preseason again? Like
I don't think you have that option. Your
Yeah,
calendar's
yeah.
slower,
But
and
like,
we don't play on the FIFA calendar.
yeah,
So
and I know we're on just a soccer podcast. We got to think about sports in general, that were affected by this, because all the sports that are going on right now, especially NHL and NBA, which we're heading into the playoffs.
I'm gonna throw a check mark into that real quick. Not a check mark, but let me pause you real quick. Me and you always talk shit about our teams. You're a Bruins fan, I'm a Flyers fan. And the Flyers going into this before the pandemic stoppage was the hottest team in the NHL. They probably could have went on to go to the Stanley Cup final. Now nobody knows.
I actually disrespectfully disagree, by the way. Not respectively, disrespectively disagree. No, the Bruins, number one in the league, bro.
Well, we knew they were going to be number one in the league. But, I mean, outside of the Bruins, the Flyers were the strongest team. I mean, they were.
I am completely confused by all of this.
They were running away with the. Okay, all right, sorry. This is conversation for another
time. No,
okay.
continue.
But, but you are talking about other sports, XFL, which I was under the assumption that they were funded for the next couple years.
Yep.
They've shut their doors already, and they actually had it from the field.
Yeah, and they shut their doors for a reason, because obviously, it's affecting yet another sport. The Wrestling Federation doesn't have fans, so they're losing people. They're losing money as well. So now he's got to.
They're considered essential in Florida.
Well, yeah. See, there you go. Yeah. See, now they gotta fund that. So now it's folded to another league and stuff. There's so many factors. Major League Baseball didn't start.
Can I throw one thing out there that is kind of funny? So I grew up 10 minutes from a NASCAR track, so I am a NASCAR fan. And I used to go to the races twice a year. And since NASCAR stopped, they have been doing iRacing and stuff like that, where actual drivers are competing on virtual races on TV. And it is actually hilarious, because to hear these guys shit talk each other for 500 laps.
All right, let's try this now. Had to restart.
What happened?
I'll tell y'all after. The
what was I saying?
We are blaming coronavirus on this, because just as we went off the air for a quick second, we were talking about how YouTube's video quality has gone down, because now everybody's flooding the internet to watch YouTube because they're at home doing nothing else.
Well, also, for this show, I'm not podcasting it. I'm just keeping up on the YouTube channel.
This is so this is obviously not one of our normal shows, because there's not a soccer game to talk about, and there's nothing for us to peel apart, if you will.
Do you want to move on to the other topic real quick? And that was U.S. Soccer ending their development academy.
Sure. Yeah, let's go for it.
I'm pretty sure if you follow soccer, if you're a U.S. fan, and heard that the U.S. Soccer Development Academy is shutting its doors. Mainly because of the coronavirus, there's no funding coming in, kids can't play. But my question is that were they running on that thin of margins to where being shut for a month made you have to shut your doors?
Do we expect much? It's the U.S. Soccer Federation.
No.
How much have they shown us from the past,
here's
year and a half, 2 years?
Here's food for thought, and think about it. Some, which does the marketing for MLS, right? Brings in the marketing money. They're the ones that negotiate the TV contracts, all that good stuff, right? They also have ties to a lot of the top officials within U.S. Soccer. Where the hell is all this money going? MLS is sitting here. They're talking about, cutting pay to players. We already know MLS operates on a real fine margin. But how does U.S. Soccer not have any money to just postpone it? I mean,
didn't they announce that they have I don't know how much of a surplus in profits?
Yes. Yeah, that was not too long ago. They announced all that. So my question is, these kids aren't paying and they're not playing, but that means the coaches aren't coaching either. So where's this money going?
Yep.
You don't have any money going out.
Now,
you also don't have any money going in.
Allow me to put my tinfoil hat on, but do you guys really think that it's coincidence that right after USSF makes the announcement that the DA is no more, MLS announces that they've come up with their own academy system? To me, that's not a coincidence.
No, actually, it's not too far fetched. It's
I mean, right.
It's on point for the shady shit that MLS and US Soccer pull. It is right on point. So it's not that far fetched, to be honest with you. But is MLS's academies, other than a handful of teams, really that good? Because if so, if they believe that, we all know US Soccer is going to horribly suffer for the next 30 to 40 years.
Can I already say this?
What's up?
They're already suffering.
Well, yeah.
It's been like this, since they. I mean, honestly, I hate to sit here and point it out, but since we fired Jurgen Klinsmann, it's just a downward spiral. That's not the reason why, obviously. That's not the reason why this is all happening, of course. But I'm just like, it's just.
But it's just been one wrong decision after wrong decision.
It is, man.
Mark my words, and I can promise you this, because like Borussia Dortmund, Bayern Munich, Chelsea, Liverpool. I'm just thinking about the ones that are here in the Texas area or in the Houston area. They all have academy ties within Houston. All right. I'll be damned if my kid was going to play for a U.S. Soccer academy or even an MLS academy at first. Like, I will spend the money to put them into a good academy at a young age that is not U.S. related. I just won't.
I eventually have to consider that soon too, because I'm like, I want my kid to play soccer. So what am I going to do? Because here's the U.S. Soccer Federation that's a dumpster fire, and then here's MLS that is also a dumpster fire.
Now, let me ask you this, Edson. You might know. I mean, I know enough about the academy systems overseas, but like, the FA or the German national team, they don't have academies, right? I mean, I know they have youth national teams, but they don't have like their own developmental academies, right? They pull from. Do they? The federation itself?
Well, each individual team has their own academies. Now, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure if
Borussia Dortmund has theirs. Yeah. Bayern Munich,
that I'm not sure. You're saying me like if they were the ones that are organizing the academy tournaments?
Correct. So does the German national team have the equivalent to U.S. Soccer's DA? Is what I'm asking. Or does the German national team or the German federation just rely on the individual clubs as academy to fill their youth national teams?
I believe they do. I believe the Bundesliga the FA does have control over the academies, or like for example
but the club academies.
Correct.
So like Chelsea's academy, Liverpool's academy.
Yes.
Okay. So FA does not have their own quote academy. Because like there's players within MLS academies that also have DA academies or academy players. So you could be a DA academy player and also be an MLS academy player. See what I'm saying? They have ties to both. So it's like if you're in the DA and you get
basically
U14s or
basically I think the FA only handles the tournaments. Each individual club has their DA.
Gotcha. Okay. I mean, if it works out, great. If they're trying to follow more the role of let's focus on just the youth national teams and the senior squad instead of development players and allow individual clubs to develop players.
I just kind of want to go on to the point of just, with the U.S. Soccer Federation, not only did they just add on to the bad part, there's still the whole factor of the way that they, obviously in today's society, for obvious reasons, equality is a huge thing. But the way that they handled our women's national team, man, it's just, I don't see them recovering from that.
No.
Like, at all.
Well, I know the lawyers pulled out of that litigation.
Yeah.
So to me, that essentially sounds like it's dead in the water, and U.S. Soccer needs to just pay them. Because if your legal team already dropped out of proceedings, that obviously means they don't feel like you can really win this case.
And I hate to say it because, man, I branded myself with U.S. Soccer at the top of my shoulder as well, because I love soccer and I love American soccer. But the way that they handle this situation, man, until they pay those women the same amount, I will not attend another U.S. soccer game.
Well, I know we had talked about that in the podcast or in our group chat, and Megan agrees with me too. I will not support, and it sucks because the men were supposed to be coming here to, BBVA. I'm sorry, I'm not going, and the only way I will go is using my press pass to cover the team.
Hey,
that's it.
Hey, you know what? And I'm glad that the U.S. men's national team would play at BBVA, and the Mexican national team would play at NRG, because they deserve that.
Yeah, I mean, they do.
I mean, they do. I mean,
and that's really got to be a kick in the balls to U.S. Soccer. I mean, you're playing less than 10 miles away from each other.
Yeah, and they deserve it because it's for obvious reasons, man. It's like, well, I mean, for not only for the fact that it's in Houston, so there's obviously, there's gonna be more fans for the Mexican national team game there, so they want to have it at NRG Stadium versus with U.S. Soccer. I mean, they probably won't even fill BBVA. It'd probably be halfway full.
Yeah.
Especially after this, that just goes to show. I mean, like, they're just gonna continue to shoot themselves in the foot. Man.
Yep. So, speaking of that, I know I sent this out. If you do support the women, their movement, and what they stand for, breaking with the letter T.com has some pretty badass shirts from after the World Cup and this whole equal pay deal. Go there, buy some merch. No, we are not sponsored by them. I just happened to stumble across them, and it's officially licensed by the U.S. Women's Players Association. And personally, that shit on there. So, and I almost dropped $100 today buying stuff. So, check it out. You'll probably end up ordering something because they are pretty cool. But hey, Kenny, long time no see. Hopefully you're doing well. Thank you for joining. You guys got anything else besides life?
Not really. I mean, there's been a lot of, like I said, I think we pretty much covered the basis and the most breaking news and most, I guess the ones that made the most impact in the last couple of days.
Well, no, because the most impact for me is that it is a downright shame that the other black jersey for the Dynamo won over the one that I'm wearing right now.
It's interesting because I loved the other one more, the rainbow one, but the one that I have is the one that Josh is wearing. That's the one that I bought.
Well, I do think the one Josh has is the better out of the.
This is besides that third kit, which I'm like one of the few that will say I love the third kit. This is my favorite right here.
Yeah. Well, and it was a whole culture change almost because the Dynamo never really wore a black jersey, and it really.
Oh yeah.
If the team matched it on the pitch, I mean that jersey alone is kind of intimidating.
Now I will say though the difference between those two jerseys. Obviously, this is a template of the 2014 Germany World Cup jersey versus the one that we have versus the one that won that contest. That's a more original one because it's more paying respects kind of to the Astros a little bit. But then we kind of know how the Astros went too afterwards, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have a trash can. Sorry.
Sorry. It'll show that little gap.
Oh, somebody with the win. But everybody that's out there, I hope everybody's doing all right. I hope you're not, too affected by all this. Keep you all head up. Keep washing your hands. Keep washing your ass. Wear a mask.
Sorry. We're on a delay. I'm watching the YouTube stream too, and dang, I looked very evil when I was saying that Astros jab.
But
I'm talking about the dark red jersey. I think that's the only third jersey we had.
What year was that? The dark red.
That was 2012 because that's when we had that was the first year we had our stadium.
You know what?
I believe that was used in CONCACAF Champions League.
That was right at the start of my MLS forte, I guess you could say. Because prior to that, I really only watched the South Africa World Cup, which was 2010?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Right? And then the Union came into the league 11 or 12.
It came in 11.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
No. Bro.
No, man. I don't ever want to see you support. I bet you know what year the Dynamo came in.
That's our login for half our shit.
You are just. I don't ever want to see you at a Union Dynamo game supporting.
No, you know what? All those honestly run together because I had also joined the Air Force at that time. So all those years run together, and I don't know which year is which. But I still remember sitting in the back hallways of Walmart when the World Cup was broadcasted for free on Sprint phones. And we were watching it on my little BlackBerry Curve, watching the World Cup games in South Africa. But yeah, and then right after South Africa World Cup was when Sons of Ben started really organizing to push to get a team in Philadelphia.
Hey, I just wanna throw back. Hey, real soccer fans started watching back in 2006 Germany World Cup run. And then right afterwards, oh, yeah, we got a hometown team too. What's up?
Well, pause. I grew up in a very traditional household, so it was always football, baseball, hockey.
So did I.
Whatever.
It was
it's all about the night.
Straight football.
Yeah. So, and it's funny. I remember the shit I used to get from my dad about being all right, well, I'm all in on this team that is now starting in Philadelphia. My dad's like, what the fuck are you watching soccer for? That sport's dumb. They run around for 90 minutes and score one goal. Or score none. I'm like, yeah, that's the intrigue.
I just can't get to the point of watching a game where nobody scores and it ends.
Or people tie.
Well, sorry, I guess soccer's just not the sport for you. Go watch baseball or golf or something. I don't care.
To be fair, right now it seems like marble racing is a thing, and esports are.
Hell, if you're watching ESPN, the Ocho, and you argue with me that soccer is not a sport, then just your argument's already invalid.
There is one thing that I wanted to throw out there. If you guys haven't watched it, only because everybody's watching Netflix now. It's called The English Game. Watch it. It is extremely good, and it is a Netflix original. And it just got released probably a few months ago. And it's about it's late 1800s FA Cup matches. About a team from Darwin. Blackburn is in it because Blackburn's one of the original EPL teams. Blackburn and old Etonians, which were at that time, they were the powerhouse in the FA Cup. And it's about how the things within the FA changed. The Old Etonians, everybody on the chair or on the board of the FA played for Old Etonians, so they made rules as they went. And it was at that time, the FA was originally just a gentleman's game. So it was a rich person's game. Working class teams were normally shunned or not really paid attention to. Give it a watch. It's actually really good. First episode's a little slow, and then it hits you in the face all the way through. I think it's 7 episodes. It's definitely worth a watch.
And Eric says also about Sunderland Till I Die.
Yes. So, did you guys ever watch the first season?
I haven't watched it.
Josh, the second season is everything that you want in a front office. They They don't put up with any bullshit, and they are. It's just good. Trust me. Watch the second season. It is so much better than the first. Yeah.
So can I just
what's up,
so can I
Rooster?
just say
What's up?
something about the Dynamo?
What's up?
I've seen a lot of comments on Twitter regarding season tickets for this season, and that fans are still being billed for said season tickets.
Whoa. I'm sorry. I've been extremely disconnected from a lot of things Dynamo related right now, so this is breaking news to me.
Yeah, I've seen a couple on the Dynamo Fans for Change, and I've also seen a couple on Twitter. Callow mentioned that he was still being charged for season tickets, the monthly payment plans. I don't know what your individual thoughts are on that, but I find it completely ridiculous that people are still being billed for a service that they might not be getting in the near future. There's people that are struggling to find ways.
Losing their jobs.
They're losing their jobs, or they're in danger of losing their jobs, or their hours are being cut, salaries being cut. They're trying to figure out how they're going to get their next meal on the table. And here comes the Dynamo nonchalantly, just automatically, taking your money. I mean, where is the humanity in the billing department? And it's like I said, I don't know how you all think, but to me, I find it completely ridiculous and very out of touch by that department.
This is actually
Josh, I'm gonna let you answer first, and then I'm gonna play devil's advocate.
Yeah. So this is actually going on. So there's actual season ticket holders that are still getting charged right now.
According to them, yes.
Yes.
Well, that's just. Are we shocked? I mean, come on now. I mean, like, I hate to say it, but are we shocked?
So, can I play devil's advocate?
Because it is.
You would.
Because it is shit.
No. Hear me out.
It is shit.
Now, I 100% agree with Josh's sentiment. It is bullshit. It is 100%. But like I said, let me play devil's advocate.
If you're hearing Houston Dynamo, yes, we're calling you out. If you guys have not noticed, especially that department.
It is also, and I am not advocating for the Dynamo on this front. I'm not. But I'm trying to see maybe both sides. You have to remember, ticket sales are the only thing that keeps this team afloat. Okay.
I mean, it's not like they make a lot of money with tickets anyway. I mean, look how. Correct.
And you're adding to my statement. Okay, is they already operate with not a ton of money because one, ticket sales are low. You listen to them and they said they've had more season ticket sales this year than they had in the past. Okay, but ticket sales are the one thing that helps keep this team afloat and afford the players. So it's kind of one of those things. Maybe it's unofficially, a charity case, because if they don't have that income coming in, when there is no other income coming in right now, you're not getting gate ticket or box office tickets right now, or those sales. The only stream of income that you currently have right now is that auto payment. It sucks, but you have to look at it from that side.
Are there other? Side. But my next question though, are there other teams doing this though throughout the league? I'm sure there are.
Yeah.
I almost guarantee you there is.
Yeah, I'm sure there are. But are teams like Atlanta United, Seattle Sounders, Toronto FC, are those teams still doing it? That's what I want to know. The bigger teams that have the wealthier owners.
I don't know. I
mean, all I know is that Real Salt Lake's owner just recently laid off a bunch of people when he bought, like, I think a dime for about $100,000. Talk about being tone deaf.
So maybe look at it at that side too. I mean, I know it sucks, but maybe with the season ticket sales, it's just enough to keep the people still employed instead of laying them off. I mean, I'm just grasping at
at the end
straws
of the
here.
day, too, though, that's your customer, too, though. So now you're dicking over your customer.
I know, but it sucks because, especially me and you, Josh, we see it from both sides. You run a business, and in reality, with my new position, I kind of run a business now because in my new department, we turn around or we resell certain returns that are within good quality to a retailer, not I guess a retailer that buys it in lots and resells it, right?
Yeah,
So I have to look for any money that I can get.
Yeah.
So
the issue with me is
seeing
that
the same
I
aspect.
work for a very wholesome company that's just
Correct.
all about people. So
Correct.
that's the difference between me and
As do I. We're not trying to nickel and dime.
And so that's why it's just like it's completely different. You know, I don't know, man. At the end of the day,
On a total side note, Josh, I do want to throw a thank you towards HEB. They were one of the first grocers to impose that $2 raise for their employees, or however much it was, which my company also jumped on board and did too. But I do have to chalk it up to HEB for being one of the first ones to do that, and I think a lot of other companies took or followed suit because of them.
Honestly, I can't wait till this is all over to see what else they do for us because I during all this pandemic and stuff, you know, I work a lot of hours right now. And man, it is crazy, crazy, crazy. But damn, I work for the best company in probably the world, like hands down, man. They take care of us.
Not that I'm not saying they're not, but I do also have to pat Costco on the back too. I honestly feel like we both work for the two best companies in the world. Like,
yeah.
I mean,
and if this experience has really like impacted anybody, man, go work at a grocery store because then again, you're always gonna have a job. I've said that like 5 years ago or whatnot, or so whatnot. I mean, said it throughout my career, but man, I've really, 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 really have learned that we're always gonna have a job because it's essential, and people need groceries. If the world locks down, grocery stores are gonna work.
I have come to terms, and it's not really come to terms. I knew this for a while. I am probably going to be at Costco till the day I retire.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they are a great company to work for, and I mean, they've taken care of us. They've opened it up to where, let's just close the book on the soccer talk. Let's finish off the show talking about this because it is what really matters right now. And they've even opened it up to, here's your employees. They're busting their ass doing 12-hour shifts. They can't go shop for themselves right now, right? We can't. We got to come home. We have other stuff we got to do. Excuse me. And when all this started, it's not like your employees can go shop, because there's lines wrapped around the building. So I don't know about HEB, but I know Costco, they enacted every Friday before the store opens, employees from all over the area, like me, because I work at the depot. I don't work at the actual store.
Yeah.
I can go to the warehouse that's closest to me, and I could go do my shopping. I have an hour to go do my shopping.
Nice.
And I can also I can clock out from my shift to go shop and then come back and clock in. And it doesn't count against me. So, it's stuff like that. I don't know if HEB is doing something close to that.
Yeah. I mean, we kind of we kind of did something similar to that, but we didn't. I mean, it hasn't really been an issue now. We got there's things in the store now. I mean, there's no more panic buying. I think they started taking limits off of everything now. So
and it was really cool. Like, the Katy warehouse might have received 6 pallets of toilet paper. Well, guess what? 2 of those pallets are reserved for employees. So
that's good.
Yeah. So not that I needed 8 things of toilet paper because who needs that much toilet paper? Coronavirus isn't making you shit your brains up. So,
well, once the no returns throughout all the grocery chains started,
that's when
the panic buying stopped. Thank God.
Did you hear about the guy that spent $10,000 in toilet paper and antibacterial gel, and then recently went back to try and get it all returned?
And they said no. But so guys, what do you guys want to do from here until the league starts again? I mean, a show every couple weeks, once a month. I mean,
honestly, I think it's play it by ear right now.
Yeah. Because, granted, there's not going to be a podcast till the season starts back up. There's no need for it. I mean, I know.
I say
today,
we just make the peel into a current events kind of podcast.
I'm okay with that.
Just three guys having a beer, just talking about regular stuff.
Life.
Yeah. I will say during a lot of this pandemic, me and Edson have been going at it in some FIFA.
Have you? Now, you guys played through the PC, right?
Yes.
Or Xbox? Both. Yeah, mainly PC. Yeah.
You can't, because I mean, I don't go online really to play. I can't watch you guys play, right? Unless you guys streamed it on Twitch.
Correct.
Damn. Well,
I mean, we could stream it on Twitch. I mean, that would be through Edson, though.
I'm down to watch and then just troll Josh the entire time when Edson beats his ass.
Shut up.
To be fair, he has been getting better.
Shut up, Edson! I'm sticking up for you.
Edson, nobody.
But I have to use like 50.
Very, very luckily.
I have to use like 50% of my power.
Get out of here!
I'm like the Shaggy memes. I'm like the Shaggy memes.
Oh God, man.
But no, guys. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I mean, damn, I miss you too. I mean, it sucks. We can't really hang out right now.
Yeah,
that's probably what's killing me the most is not being able to go out to breweries, not being able to hang out with my friends, like, you know, everybody. Your pregnant wife, you know, I can't hang out with Amber. I can't hang out with nobody. So, it's
hey, at least you guys have people next to you, like living with you.
Edson, get a fucking dog, like the rest of everybody else.
Cat.
No, fuck cats.
Hey, cats rule, dogs drool.
I don't hear you guys complaining about Brutus ever.
That's because Brutus is the exception to the rule.
Brutus is more like a cat than he is a dog anyway.
That's what I'm saying.
And now I'm getting the dirtiest look from him from the bed. And I'm not even making that up.
Yeah, but man, it was fun. It was fun connecting with y'all once again after a long time.
Yeah.
Like I said,
it is nice to do the peel. Yeah, we've been really incognito for, I mean, obvious reasons, but it's
and I know that you know, a lot of people say, well, you know, we can't take all these extended breaks, you know, because we'll lose we'll lose, you know, viewership and stuff like that. But the point of the day, we're not going to do a show for making a show's sake, you know.
Yeah. So Eric says stream the FIFA match. I mean, we could always make a Peel Twitch account, and you guys could stream on there, play against fans. I'm all for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So let's work on that within this week, and we'll try to get some fans involved to some FIFA stuff.
I'm
and
down.
Rocket League, if anybody wants to.
I'm taking some time. Nobody care about Rocket League. I'm taking some time off work, so you know I'm all for all that.
Let's set it up. Tell me what I need to do. I mean, I could just be on the social side of it, but yeah, let's do it. So I'm not playing against anybody. My FIFA online game is absolutely atrocious. Hell, I don't even like playing against Josh. He beats my ass every time I play. And I just get frustrated to try to slide tackle everybody and get like 2 red cards.
No. That's me when I'm just toying with Josh at the very end, right, Josh? So it's like after beating him like 4 times in a row, I'm like, fuck it, I'm just gonna slide tackle and get a bunch of reds.
That's when I get mad because I'm like, you don't.
So
stop,
look at what Sly said.
No.
Sly said we have three sweet general voices that put him asleep.
Yeah.
Until Josh screams out the "fuck you, Edson" or "fuck you, Justin," and then that's probably when he wakes up.
Oh, by the way, guys. By the way, speaking of Rocket League, puro pinche stampida pa.
Huh?
So last weekend there was the Surge hosted, which by the way was a really good idea. I will say that. So the Surge hosted a Rocket League tournament within or supporters groups. So you had obviously the Surge, you had the Stampede, you had La Cinco Diez of Austin Bold, you had the Vikings Army from New York Red Bulls, Dark Clouds of Minnesota, the Cauldron from Sporting Kansas City, Tigers from LAFC as well, and they all competed. And the Stampede defeated the Surge in the first round, like completely blanked them out.
I saw. Well, who was the team that got blown out?
There were a lot of.
I saw you tweeting about it.
There were a lot of teams that got blown out. The Stampede got blown out by. No, they didn't get blown out because we lost. 3-1 against Austin Bold, who made it to the final. But there were a lot of teams that got blown out, especially those who went up against Dark Clouds, because Dark Clouds was really, really good. But yeah, it was a really good showing by all teams. Good. It was a good idea. Hopefully that it'll grow. I just wanted to kind of gloat. Okay,
No, you're good. I do like. I mean, I do like at this time how other supporters groups, teams, and stuff like that are coming together to do something kind of cool where. Really not much going on. It gets fans engaged, and it kind of, we are in a really trying time, and it like as much as I hate the Red Bulls and hate their fans and stuff like that, like if something was to happen to anybody, I mean, this whole thing sucks, and I'm also human, so I can separate sports and my hatred in sports for humanity as well. So, or humility.
Even if it's Frisco.
Humility is probably more. Yeah, you're right.
But I do want to say, speaking in that aspect, I feel like the Dynamo is really lacking in that. Even RGV has done a whole lot more in trying to keep fans engaged
There's a trend. Does it cross your mind that, is it outside of the norm for them? I mean,
not really. That's why I'm at a point where I just don't care anymore about what the Dynamo do because I lost interest in that aspect of them trying to right in this boat in the front office aspect of it. I gotta give a huge shout out to Ron Patel with the revolution that he has brought in to RGVFC. So, and it sucks when your farm team has a better front office than your parent team.
Yeah. Well, with that being said, I think we're going to wrap it up for tonight. I'm not even going to lie. I'm wrapping this up so I can go in the pool and drink excessively.
I need to get me some food and and another beer.
Yeah.
I mean, Edson, you could come over. Just stay 6 feet away from me.
Got me some... See, I'm not gonna go jump on FIFA. I got me new Final Fantasy game. I got sitting there.
Oh, I need to message you about that.
I'm gonna play with my sister Minecraft. So.
Oh, look at Edson. All right, guys. Well, that's gonna do it for me. I'm Justin.
I'm Josh.
And I'm Edson.
Everybody, stay safe. We'll talk to you guys here soon. Can't wait for things to go back to normal. But we love y'all. Josh, Edson, I miss you guys.
Miss y'all.
Miss y'all too.
All
right. This is the Peel.
And we're out.
We're out.
Peel out.
Bye.